Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to install a toilet. We're going to put it together first. So, as you can see, we have the bowl and the tanks in that box. So we're gonna see if we can open up this tank and bowl and put it together. Let's see if we can get a good view of this. That should be good. Alright, first things first, we got two supply lines. I got a 9-inch, I got a 12-inch. More likely I'm probably use a 12-inch because it's longer. I got my Johnny bolts, got my wax ring, which is all good. Now, I'm going to install the tank onto the bowl. This is your lid. So the lid is the very last thing you put on. So make sure you put it on the side, don't break it. Comes with do nots and don'ts and all that good stuff. You have a little information how to put it together. Have your gaskets. I have to open up the gasket, get it out. That gasket, guys, goes right in there. That's where that gasket goes. These cover your journey bolts after you put the toilet on the flange. These are the important things right here. These bad boys. So I'm gonna open this up. Dump all these screws out. Brass. They're brass. You have metal washers. You got rubber washers. Now keep in mind how many you have, so it's going to help you in the long run. And you got 2 nuts and 2 bolts for the inside and 2 nuts and 2 bolts for the outside. Now, when you have this many, the easiest way to do this, get that out the way. Toilet seat, but the toilet seat don't last. So now, inside the tank, you want to put the rubber and the brass. Only the rubber and the brass. Don't put this one in there. This one will rust on you, so do not put this metal one inside the tank. This is your seal. This big head acts as a washer. Stick it through just like that. So inside the tank it's going to be looking like that. Do the same thing on the other side. You got the brass head, rubber washer, slide it through. Stick them out to the other side. You got one here and one here. Easy enough. Line that hole up. Okay. Now, this is where you put your metal. Put your metal on the outside. Put your metal on the outside. Got it? Throw your brass nuts on each one of these. Just spin it all the way in. Spin it till you can't spin it anymore. All the way in. Nice and snug. Same thing on this one. Spin it all the way in. Now this is going to keep the water from coming through the tank. Once you get it snug, you can get that adjustable wrench. There you go. And just going to tighten this up nice and snug. So, you know, this, we don't want to over tighten it, but we don't want it too loose either. So you want it enough where you can feel the rubber compressing. Enough that it's not going to spin out on you either. So right there is kind of snug. Maybe one more snug and I think we're good on this side. It's pretty snug. You don't want to over tighten it either. This porcelain could crack, so you don't want to over tighten it. You basically want to snug it enough where water's not going to come out and the boat is not going to just move freely. So you can kind of get the feel of it. You can kind of tell, is it too loose or is it too tight? I think it's not. Gotta tighten up just a bit more. Okay. That should be good. Now, take the rubber gasket. Put the rubber gasket over. Make sure it's nice and snug over there. Make sure it's nice and snug. See that? It's nice, sealed tight. Now, I'm gonna sit this tank on top of the bowl. Just like that. Sit it right on there. Bam. Just like that. Your other metal washer and your other brass nut goes underneath. Remember the order that they went. Do not put these inside the tank. These do not belong in the tank. They do not belong inside the tank. Now, when you tighten these up, you're going to alternate. Just going to snug it up first. And don't over tighten it. Stop the other one. Now push down on it as you turn it. That's the secret that no one knows. Push down on the rubber gasket as you turn it. Push down on the other side as you're turning it. Come back over here, push down again. Snug it up. Now, get your wrench. Push down. Probably give about a few turns on that side and alternate on the other side. Okay, a little rock in there, just give it a little more snugging up. Okay, let's get a little bit of, probably get that rock out of there. Okay, now we're snug. Now you want to touch the porcelain. There's like this little knot. You can touch the porcelain a little bit, but you don't want to tighten down on the porcelain too tight, because then you can crack this underneath. So you're trying to get an even reveal on both sides as you tighten it down. Toilet seat you can put on last because that's all cosmetic. The next thing is you pretty much got your tank put together. That's it. Tank is put together. Now you got to come over here and take a look at your flange. Take a look at this flange and see what we got here. Now, I don't use gloves a lot, so I want to get the feel of the work. So I'm going to take this off to expose this. Take this out of there. Take out the old bolts. You're not going to be using those anymore. Take that out. Now, they have like a little groove, a wider end, a shorter end. So, what you do, those of you who never put these bolts down before, pretty simple. These little plastic pieces that come with the screw, just slide it over the head. That's going to help keep your head stable. So put it in. Give it a twist, kind of center it where you want it to be. So you, 3 and 6 is it? No, not 3 and 6. 3 and 9 it should be. So that's one. The tighter you push this down, the straighter that's going to be. Same thing over here. Put the plastic piece over the bolt. Push it in. Now that's going to help hold your bolt in place. Just like that. Push down. Push down. Push down. Maybe push down one more. Get that nice and snug. Keep the bolts looking straight. When you drop your toilet, you're dropping it straight down on there. Keep these caps available too, because you're going to need those caps. And in fact, open the caps up now. Put one cap on each side, just so you have it ready. You don't need that, so that goes over there. Now when you put the bolts on, make sure you look at how these are faced. The kind of groove should be facing up, so in order to receive the cap. Plastic piece, then the nut on top of the plastic piece. I'll show you how that goes once we get it in there. Keep one washer on each side, one nut on each side. Most important thing, wax ring. You're gonna put the wax ring, guess what? The water's gonna leak all over the place. Nice wax ring, nice little cup on there, nice thick wax ring. See that? Thick wax ring. You got the cup, placing it right down in the middle. Bam. Center it. You see how that looks? Now you bring your toilet in. The best way I do it, I straddle it. Kind of like get over it, straddle it. Look straight down on both sides. Drop it. That side's in. That side's in. Push down on it. See that? Kind of rock it right in there. Here we go. Push it down nice and firm. Both sides. Now remember, this plastic piece on first. Make sure the beveled edge is up, because this cap is going to go on top. You may have to cut those bolts, but that first. Don't worry about the wax if it oozes out. You can always clean that up later.
Thank you, Simon. Sorry about that. Sorry about the confusion. That was fast.
Washer. You should know where the washer goes, right? Washer right on top. Just like that. Same thing on the other side. Washer. Spin the nut on. Same on the side. Spin the nut on. You pretty much got your toilet installed. Only thing you gotta do now is put the supply line on and the toilet seat. But you know, you just gotta take your time doing it. Make sure there's no debris in these threads. If you get any debris in these threads, it makes it a little harder to put this on. So, yeah, what? We still got a little challenge. Maybe that's not supposed to be that tight. I don't know why that's doing that. I don't know if there's anything in there. It's not cross thread. It's a brand new bolt, so let's see. Could be something stuck on one of the threads. Worst case scenario, see if you can spin it over that little hump. Gentle, don't mess up the threads. Just give it a little persuasion. There we go. Whoop. And this is where the jam bar comes in handy too. They have a jam bar that's designed for this. I think it's only for taking it off. I don't think it's for putting it on. Okay, now we're going. I think there's something on the end of that thread that was keeping it from spinning. The most important thing, you don't want to mess up your threads. If you mess up your threads, you have another headache. See, that's snug. Snug up the other side. So you're going to alternate back and forward on this. You don't want to tighten up on one side too much. You always want to alternate back and forward so you don't crack the porcelain. Now the object of this is to get it tight, but not too tight. So get about 4 turns. Four turns, 5. I did 5. I'll do like 5 on this side. Do like 2 on this side and 2 on that side and see how it is. Two.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I have a work order for 11B. Ready to get picked up? Thank you.
Receive. much there. Just wanted to make sure it doesn't move. Doesn't move, that's a good thing. Just give it you want to get it tight enough that it doesn't move, and not tight enough you're going to crack the porcelain. Because I see many guys crack these tanks because they over-tighten they over-tightened it. And you don't want to over-tighten these. You say here's some cracking, you're in trouble. So that's pretty good. I can't move that. Give it a little bit snug. It has a little wiggle to it, but not too much. Just making the friction between the floor and the toilet. Now, I chose the 12-inch line because the 12-inch line looks like it's more ideal. The 6, well, this is a 9. A 9 could probably work. No, actually it won't work. It's too short. So we're going to use the 12. Now keep in mind, I always do the bottom first. So this is a regular threaded compression fitting. You don't need any Teflon tape. You don't need any of that special pipe dope. None of that stuff. Just these are called compression fittings, and the rubber does all the work. Compression fittings do not need anything but the fitting itself. That's it. You can just hand tighten these things and it's gonna work fine. We got it snugged up pretty good. Now this one here, just hand tighten. You don't have to over tighten. I leave the tag on. Some people take it off. Kind of put it down. Don't cross thread it. Keep it straight and even. Make sure it's not cross thread, because you cross thread it, you mess it up, you own it. Now that's about it. You don't have to, no pliers, no wrench. Let the rubber do all the work. At this point, you can turn it on and see if it works. See if any leaks. You shouldn't have any leaks. If you tighten this up the right way, there should be no leaks. If there's a leak, then you got a problem with your fitting. You really shouldn't have any leaks. Open it up all the way and kind of turn it back like a quarter turn. Just like that. You're pretty much good to go at this point. He doesn't have his radio with him, but I'll pass a message on to him.
Naz, I need the big... Naz, I need the big, the paint scaffolding thing for the bring the lunches in.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Alright guys, I gotta head off to another call, but till next time guys, Nez Porter.